The most important question is what stylint does. Answer is simple. Stylint makes sure that syntax of CSS is according to some rules. Example of some simple CSS syntax to check. If you would like to know what rules you can define, please see all in documentation. Checking syntax of CSS is not only one thing you can do. There are also many plugins that extend the functionality of Stylelint. Before usage of Stylelint you need to install it. You may install it in your project, or you may install it global. Remember to create a Stylelint config file before usage. On next slides you may see how to set up rules in config file itself, and what settings can be put inside this file. As you can see, I have prepared a config file and CSS file to make a simple test. Please look what is the result. Exactly 4 messages. One for every error. Now I have changed in a config file option named Report disables from false to true. As you can see, all messages stopped at line 21. You probably thinking, if this only happens for this rule, or for all rules. So I have prepared a file with 2 rules to check it out. Please look at results. Messages stops only for one rule. A rule only with this setting. Now I have added more options for rule no-extra-semicolons. You need to know that you can disable stylelint from checking your code from specified line. Just add a stylint comment named stylint-disable to your CSS file. You can also enable checking syntax again. Now what can be fixed? And how to fix? You need to go to Stylelint documentation and look for option auto fixable, here marked in yellow. Now how you can fix all errors, at least most or some of them. Just add a prefix named fix, followed by 2 dashes. Now how to check also subfolders. Keep in mind that you can also change a format of output that produce Stylelint. I think just try yourself to remember it well. You don't need to remove comments from CSS file. Just make a change in a config file. You can also move some options from a config file to command line. Ordering properties is one of my favorite options of Stylelint. For example, I have chosen rational order. You may go to npm page to get install instructions. Here is an example of config file you may use. Look at this example. How ordering works before and after. There are plenty of ordering plugins you may use. I have prepared config files with popular ones. Just watch. Install this extension first. You may also add a config file to your Visual Studio configuration. Just watch how I done it. As you can see, almost immediately I have fixed errors after adding my rules. Some important settings of Stylelint you can find in extension description. My good advice is to turn off default setting of Visual Studio called CSS Validate. You can copy and paste some Stylelint settings to your Visual Studio config file. I propose to turn off auto-fixing on save, and instead of that, repair it in this way. Visual Studio config file can be found here.